So we'll begin with a short story about Steve and Connie Lieber, two loving and dedicated parents who noticed during a playdate with some friends that there was this stark difference in the behavior between their infant child and that of the other. It was clear to Steve and Connie that their daughter was far less responsive and communicative than the other child. In short, she just wasn't connecting. That was the first time Steve and Connie began to suspect maybe they were facing a more serious challenge. And the event sparked what became for them a lifelong effort to better understand and support their child by committing themselves to understanding how the human brain develops. Fast forward a few decades, and Steve and Connie are attending a gathering of the Society for Biological Psychiatry when they are struck by the way that this one speaker is sharing what to them is a really unique understanding of developmental issues associated with the brain. That speaker was Dr. Daniel Weinberger, a psychiatrist and neuroscientist who had spent 30 years as the lab director at the NIH, studying how a combination of genes and the environment influence brain function to account for all of these developmental changes that we see in the brain, which may or may not lead to mental illness. Steve and Connie were so impressed with Dr. Weinberger that they decided right then to create for psychiatry what the Institute for Advanced Study had created at Princeton for scientists like Einstein in the field of physics. They wanted to create an environment where the most productive scientists could be empowered to do their most exciting work without distraction. Steve and Connie agreed to provide the initial funding to launch this effort if Dr. Weinberger would agree to lead it. So with funding in place and a partnership of Johns Hopkins University, the Lieber Institute for Brain Development and Maltz Research Laboratories was born, assembling a group of neuroscientists and researchers to better understand the brain and study the genetic causes of mental illness. So if you're here with us today, you're likely the kind of person that's fascinated with the brain and how it works, or maybe you're trying to make sense of the world and you want to understand how you can do that better. So welcome, we are glad you're here and enjoy.